Hello and welcome back to my channel, and today we're taking a look at Echoes of the End, which is the new game that's been published by Deep Silver. And if you remember Deep Silver, we're talking Metro, Exodus, Undisputed, and so on and so forth. So the publisher is technically the good guy here. Now let's talk about the game's requirements. I do believe that on Steam page they're kind of mixed up a little bit, which confuses a lot of people, and I'm just gonna read them out as they stand on Steam. So minimum for requirements are as follows: Intel iCore 12th Gen, Ryzen 3 1200, 8GB of RAM, NVIDIA GTX 1080 or Radeon RX 580. For recommended specs, you need an Intel Core i7 7700K or Ryzen 5 5600X or i7 11th Gen, 16GB of RAM, and either RTX 3070 or Radeon RX 5700 XT, or even ARC B580, which is the Intel's GPU. Now, technically, apart from a very modest requirement of a 12th gen CPU from Intel's side, I mean, GPU wise and RAM wise, we should be absolutely fine. And when we look at the actual game's options, I must say there's literally nothing to do here. We're going full screen 2K native, no frame rate limit, no vertical sync, and for visuals, this is all we get. So we do have DLSS FSR available, and we also have a TSR, which is the Unreal Engine's 5 native resolution scaler. Now the problem is there is no option to have either DLAA or native resolution, so I know that TSR is gonna be a slog, so I'm just gonna stick it on DLSS quality, which technically means the game is not gonna be running in 2K natively. It will be downscaled to, I think, full HD, and then probably will go up to 2K, which honestly, no. 2K to full HD back to 2K, honestly, like what's the point? But hey ho. NVIDIA Reflex Low Latency is off, just so we can get an actual frame time, and everything else is maxed out in regards to the preset, which is the Ultra. So we're going global illumination, shadows, reflections, view distance, texture, effects, and post-processing. And motion blur is set to 0 because we don't need any of that. Now, do I think that DLSS is gonna save the day? Probably not, because overall this is Unreal Engine 5. So you've seen enough games running in Unreal Engine 5. They are more than CPU hungry than anything else, and to be fair, 99K is pretty much 80% struggling with Unreal Engine 5. I do believe either it's the amount of data that you need to put in a pipeline, or it's some sort of architecture. There's a missing codec for decoding the pipework. I have no idea. But anyway, let's start the new game. MSI left hand side, we're gonna see how this runs and feels and how many frames we're getting. And even now in this semi-static screen we're getting 70-ish. This is with DLSS, so yeah, let's jump in and see what goes. So yeah.
Rin, are you ready?
Yeah. Ready as I'll ever be.
Man, it's weird being here without Dad.
Yeah. I can practically hear one of his lessons right now.
Right? Guardianship of the wards is a sacred duty. By protecting the wards, we protect all the people of Noisaruf.
I don't think we got quite the same lessons.
Right. No, I guess not. So, do you need me to start setting up?
No.
What did he say in the letter? How do we do this?
Just stand back and watch.
Okay. Whoa. Was that it? Did it work?
Yeah. Looks like he was onto something, at least. Still, it seems harmless enough.
What if it isn't?
I don't know. Come on. We've got a lot more ground to cover.
Wow.
And we have finally reached actual in-game. And what do we have? Use WSAD to move. Right, so we're pulling 7.4 gigs of video memory, allocated 10 gigs of RAM, and we're kind of around 60-ish frames, which I believe we're going to be dropping down.
We'll want to be much closer to the mountain by nightfall.
Wait, that's it? We're leaving?
What do you want me to do,
This feels
Cor?
very
It
weird.
reacted.
It's like
Theory
walking
proven.
on air.
Now we've got a patrol to complete.
I don't know. I just don't want us to miss anything. That letter was the last thing Dad
interesting.
wrote, and he seemed to think it was important.
Look, we'll pass by a couple more wards today. If we make good time, we can try this again there. Deal?
You're on.
So we are slightly dropping below 60. And here comes the stutters. Oh boy. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so the rumors
Wow,
about
check this
performance is
out.
not wrong.
Are these Emic ruins?
That's what Father said. There are places like it all over the border.
Let's check it out.
Right, okay, so in comparison to Metro Exodus, that was visually pretty much close to, if not on the same level of graphical fidelity, and I'm just being realistic on the reasons they had to re-release RTX Enhanced Edition, where they really brought in the RTX. I gotta say, this particular title is suffering from level loading and split up sections. So that means we will have combat up ahead.
Come
of us.
on, I want to get to the top. There's a rope here we can use to swing across.
Hold on, I better go first.
Relax. This place has been here for centuries. It's not gonna collapse now.
Just do as I say, Cor.
You're the expert.
Okay, so once the level load is complete, we're not having stutters and actually even having a decent frame rate for now.
Did you and
But-
Dad put up these walkways?
No? Can you imagine him making anything this shoddy? The man would have been out here for months with a yardstick, making sure it was all symmetrical.
Yeah. Guess I thought the aesthetic might have been your contribution.
I see you got your mom's sense of humor.
I see you got Dad's.
Considering how the animation for sidestep works, you really need to be careful next to the ledges, because you do have this extra one step the character goes. Also, we are clipping through the assets, so And as you can see, the moment the stutter happens, the CPU usage goes across all cores and threads. It's kind of like, oh, there's a chunk of data I need to process right now. Look at this picking out. And GPU usage drops to 0. So this is essentially engine giving a chunk of stuff to process, and until CPU processes
Watch
the
your
chunk
step
of stuff,
here. You're not
GPU
getting out
cannot
of
draw
patrol
it.
with a broken leg.
Yeah. Come on. I want to see the view.
But technically that is an optimization issue. That's, you could alleviate this by adjusting the graphical fidelity
There.
and giving engine a
That's
bit
the next
less
word.
things to render.
Good
So
view.
view distance is going to be one of the
I
main
don't think I'll ever
hiccup
get
points,
tired of this.
where a load of
Give it a few
all the
years.
distance drawing, all the shaders will need to be kind of processed to look in the distance. Now, when it comes to games like God of War and Horizon Zero Dawn, They got rid of this issue by limiting the draw distance on purpose, not only because you are playing on console, but also because it actually leaves headroom for both GPU and CPU. So that's why when those games got ported over to the PC, the performance was relatively good, at least for God of War. And I see we have some puzzles ahead of us, because this usually how puzzles start with platforming elements. But yeah,
So, all these
I would want to
years,
say
Dad really
usually,
never talked to you
and this
about
is with
his research?
DLSS. So
No,
even with
he didn't.
downscaling all the
That's
chunks,
crazy. I
and
always
taking
thought
the
that
mountain
was
range
his
does
biggest
look
apprentice.
nice.
I
That's
think
not
we
being
both
drawn,
know
that's
he
static.
had other reasons to want me out of the city.
I mean,
That's where we're gonna go.
Yeah,
So all of this
I
needs to be
guess.
loaded in. I wouldn't be surprised
still
if there's
could've been
actually
part
no
of the
border
reason.
separating the level.
Now we'll never know.
So when you pass a certain point, suddenly all of this that could be drawn in your viewpoint just needs to be processed right there and then. But then again, you know, it's just technicalities, and I'm pretty sure there's many more people who can explain this, because I would need to literally just Google the correct technical terms for it. But when everything's loaded in, the game is rather snappy. We're also between, what, 12 and 17 milliseconds of frame time? I mean, it's not bad.
Come on, we're going down this way.
I expect a stutter any second now.
is that a campfire?
That's strange. This doesn't seem like a hunter's camp.
It looks recent.
I knew I'd find something back here. My father wrote this.
So the game is currently on sale on Steam, and to be fair, it's not even anywhere near your usual AA or AAA price. It's actually quite affordable, so I would wanna say, if the recommended GPU stands as they say in 3070, at least GeForce wise, dropping down some features to not play on Ultra, which we talked about a lot on my channel,
Come
was
on,
the point
let's
or
see if
not
we can
point
catch
of
whoever made
the
this.
game and the engine. I think you might actually have a fighting chance with at least less stutters. I mean, this is what Steam forums are talking about as well, but
Whoa. What are these things?
EMIC Waterworks. Follow my lead here, okay?
Whoa.
and we can't swim, and I was hoping we're gonna be.
I thought you said we had to be careful.
Pretty sure I said you.
Now what? How do we get up there?
I make us a path.
Oh, we're gonna make a path. I thought we're just gonna. Mouse. Well,
You make this stuff look easy.
I had a very demanding teacher.
I don't think Dad could have done that.
Careful here. We'll have to jump across at the right time.
What does this machinery even do?
Knock out unruly teenagers, mostly.
Oh yeah? Speaking from experience?
Call it prescience.
I get why Dad liked this place so much. He must have loved being around all this EMIC stuff.
Probably. We didn't really talk about it.
Oh. So what did you guys talk about?
We did lessons and training. That was about it.
Like vestige lessons?
If that's what you want to call them.
He gave me some of those too. I mean, not about being one, obviously, but just about being around them. Around you.
Cor,
I mean, things does look
I
nice though.
really don't
But
want to talk about this.
the performance is fine-ish
Yeah.
for now.
No problem. Sorry. I feel like this path would be a lot trickier if you weren't a vestige.
I think most rangers are fine with that trade. Ugh, looks like the path is overgrown.
I think I can help out.
Light it up!
Got it.
Yeah, it's a bit curious for ultra settings that the visual effects and eye candy is simply not there. At least not on actual effects like magic strikes or something. Like this dude's fire was not fire at all. Got to say, but
I still can't believe Commander Kellan gave you a focal brace.
He said I had a talent for fire.
Really? You got a compliment from Kellan.
Yeah. I think he likes me.
Must be a nice feeling.
It's getting hard to see the mountain. How much closer to it are we hoping to get today?
A ways? But we'll veer off towards Baragat long before we reach it.
so the camera just went wherever. So far, everything actually is corresponding to Steam reviews, but I don't know. This game seems simple enough
Look, we
to
can
be
climb up there.
enjoyable. He's gonna fall, right? Or there's gonna be the first enemy?
Here, I'll just help you up.
You know I'm not going to take your hand.
Come on. It was one time. You can barely even see the scars anymore.
I'm not taking your hand. You wait there. I'll find another way.
And points us to the other way. Okay, fair enough. Right. We've done all this. Let's see. If we reduce view distance, reduce reflection, reduce shadows, global illumination will... usually this doesn't really change too much. Effects ultra... You know, we can just go everything on high. Just for the sake of argument. And see how this looks. Okay, so we gained about 30-ish frames.
Right. How do I get across this? The bridge looks movable. Maybe if I shift it over to the other wheel, I can rotate it from somewhere else.
Okay. Oh, this is tricky. I mean, it's tricky because I didn't actually pay attention. There's a wheel up there.
Here, this should do the trick.
Apparently not. This distance is not exactly where it should be. Come on. Ah, I see. I know what you want me to do. Okay, got it. Yeah. That should do it.
There we go. Better catch up with Cork quickly, or I'll never hear the end of it.
You doing all right down there?
I'm fine.
Suit yourself. I'll meet you up ahead.
Don't go too far! That kid's gonna get himself killed.
There's still a little bit of a hiccup, but that was actually over pretty quickly.
What? Hells.
Rin! Watch out!
Get ready.
I think that was all of them.
There'll be more. Just are moving packs. Reich in all colors.
What are the Dalsmen doing out here?
I don't know. Another thing to worry about later, I guess.
Well, by degrading the graphical fidelity, we
Help
are
me with this.
actually
Got it.
kinda less stutterish, which I believe either you can tweak it even more or it's never gonna go away. We're pulling a little bit slightly more VRAM. We're actually pulling 7 gigs of video memory now and 11 gigs of actual RAM, so to be fair, can't really say that changing the settings have given you anything.
Here, we can get up this way.
I see.
No sign of Tyrstan up here.
There's a whole camp down there, but yeah, I don't know. I think you guys seen enough. This is essentially the game's performance, and well, everything on high is kind of okay. We are still under DLSS spell. Probably you could run a mix of like the draw distance, which I assumed, and I think I'm correct that that is one of the most tanking resource for this game, because, you know, it's still being drawn but you're not seeing it, but it still takes up some of the GPU processing power. The stutters, a little bit fewer now, but you know, still present. And even though the game is running off from NVMe drive, we do have 32 gigs of RAM. I mean, I mean, to be fair, for the price and the game itself, you know, about $30, this might actually be okay. You know, I'm not sure how long is the storyline and what and how, but there is a skill tree that you can progress eventually. So you have the sword skills, abilities, power, defensive, and companion. So you can level up the companion or the brother. So it might just be a simple, you know, like a story-driven time killer. You know, it's not gonna be your Souls game. It's definitely not gonna be a very hard, over-the-top RPG where you have to craft and loot and progress and unlock stuff. But I mean, you know, pretty linear so far. Very, very basic exploration, kind of like the limited exploration areas. And if you can look past the occasional hiccup, I think, you know, it kind of does what it says on the tin. So it also doesn't look that bad on high either. So anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Over and out.